friends. I need to check my microphone. It's working. Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. May the 4th be with you. In this episode, we are going to be playing Clash of Code coding game, Clash of Code, which is a competitive and fun coding game where we will compete. I'm late. I was debugging some things, but we're here. We're here. Hello, everyone. We're here. Okay. Hello, Ringo. Welcome. And Acid Spark and Coding Pasta and Alka. What's up? Check out Alka's channel. And Cheyenne. Welcome. Hello. What happened to me? I rearranged my studio and I was trying to fix a notification thing that isn't quite working, but we'll get there. We will get there. And hello, Extavila. Welcome. Hello, my name is MP. And Andrew. And Gazija. And John. What's up? And Dan. Welcome, welcome. And Andrew. Hello. Code review cost seedlings now. So, no, this is like a general code review. If you look at the rewards, over there, the rewards, that's for an actual code review of any project that you have. So if you want a code review, it's going to cost you 10,000 seedlings. Really, I mean, the idea is like it's a reward for watching so often and all that good stuff. Yes, may the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you. And also with you. Okay. That's not how that goes, is it? Yeah, maze clashes are hard. Yeah, so we got rid of the CJJS emote. A new emote is incoming. I don't know when it will be approved, but I think you will all will like it very much. Hello, Elko Muffin. Welcome. Which one? Hello, Kampangnucci. Welcome. And hello, Ikrish Cool. And Jeffrey, what's up? And maybe we'll vote on it. Like, I kind of just want to get started playing Clash of Code. I really only have about an hour and a half. But Murdoch made this really cool overlay notification thing, but I just can't get it working right now. Okay, so I will admit, I am not super up on the entire canon of Star Wars. But isn't there a type of Jedi, not Jedi, that is neither on the dark side nor the light side? They're like in the middle. They kind of do things for their own benefit. That's what I am, whatever that is. I look a bit scary. Does anyone know the word for that? Any Star Wars fans out there? Hello, Harrison. Welcome. Hello, Ikrish. And Doc. What's up, Doc? Oh, that's a cool Twitch emote. Scavenger? I have not heard back from Twitch. We're waiting. We're waiting to hear. And hello, MC. Not Blue Beast. What's up? And hello, Das. Welcome. And one line of me. How you doing? I'm telling you, I was debugging it. Actually, I'll show you. It should be running. Localhost 3008? No. Are there no Star Wars fans watching? Does anybody know? There's a word for it. Someone who's not a Sith Lord or a Jedi Master. Oh, nice. Those are nice emotes. Okay, so this is a really cool like overlay thing. However, it's somehow broken. I think the neutral side, what makes a man. So it's more of, and maybe it's not canon. Maybe it's in some of the side Star Wars. A gray Jedi? Yeah. Okay, but this is the overlay. It's supposed to say hello to all of the admins or like the mods and anybody that's a subscriber, but all the text is missing. A gray Jedi. I'll go with gray Jedi. It's more so that they understand that there are benefits to both the dark and the light side, and they use that to their own benefit. Okay. What's up, Westlive? Welcome to the show. Hello, hello, hello. A CJ Master is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Yes, yes. Yes. Welcome, 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 welcome. Sheafman! Hello, Kevin. What's up? Oh, yeah, no, thank you, Gazija. You don't have to click that link, but that is my last stream that I did here on Twitch. It's uploaded to YouTube, so you can watch it there if you'd like. Hello, Terrazoid, and Win320day. What's up? Hello, Don. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Rebun. No. I don't know if you can tell, but my hair is here in this dark. I also set up the light, so there's like a shadow being cast. I do look kind of scary, don't I? What happened to you? It's May the 4th. Not math. May the 4th be with you. Let's see if we get anything special here. No, but this is in Star Wars fandom known as Star Wars Day, because it's kind of like May the Force be with you. A gray Jedi. All right. I'm a gray Jedi then. We're gonna write some code. It's gonna be fun. It's always fun. And hello, Mr. Demon Wolf. Welcome to the show. Everyone should check out Mr. Demon Wolf's channel. He's also a member of the Live Coders team. And hello, Site, welcome. And Gaziha, thank you very much, welcome. X Davila, welcome. Ultimate Rhyme, what's up? Mark asks, how am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. I was running late. The thing is I woke up early. I did laundry. I arranged the play, but then the place here, but then this thing started, this overlay stopped working, so I was late. I don't know. What does that mean? Does that mean there will be a new gear diagram? Oh, no, no, no. I just rearranged. And I also didn't finish, so I was like running hectically this morning to get everything going. I need sound effects for this new look. I don't want any copyright infringement, though. We could do some, like, lightsaber swooshing sounds or something like that. Coding Train does not stream on Twitch. They stream on YouTube. Hello, Zero Turner. What's up? Yes, may the fourth, and also with you. I realize that's not how it goes, but I think it's hilarious. If anybody comes up to you and says, may the fourth be with you, just say, and also with you. And hello, Untold Code. What's up? Thanks for that follow, Raulzed. Hello again, Elko. Someone went to church. Yes. And press my button. Thanks for that follow. Yeah. I'm scary. Hello, developer. What's up, Alka? The neutral side. Yeah, I'm a gray Jedi. Let's call it that. Yeah, Twitch partnership's taking a while. I think it's because I wasn't already affiliate when I applied for Twitch partnership. So we'll see. Could probably take like over a month. I think at this point, it's been 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, the Gray Force. Thank you, Darren. Yeah, I'm using Firefox Dev Edition. I'm not getting any CPU spikes, so that's pretty cool. The magic version of Star Wars. Harry Potter. Nice. I mean, honestly, this robe is was supposed to be for like I'm pretty sure a Harry Potter costume. This is like the wizarding robe, I guess. I don't know. I have a whole other Star Wars costume thing that I couldn't find because I didn't realize it was May the 4th until this morning. So this is all you get. Hello, Murdoch. Welcome. You missed the fact that we're late because I was debugging the extension that you created that I was trying to modify. Look, right now, someone say something who hasn't said something. Well, here, I'll just refresh the page. Somebody say something in the chat. Like, not out loud, because then we wouldn't know if you said it out loud. So anytime a mod or a pruner says something, it's supposed to greet them, but right now it's just saying subscriber or pruner. It's missing all the words. Something happened. I think I broke it, and I spent like 10 minutes debugging it, but we'll fix it. What's up, Bob? Oh, okay. It was in the books. That's possible. And thank you for that, Gazija. And hello, James Dev. Welcome. Yeah, I haven't gotten any CPU spikes, so that's good. And welcome, Aaron. Hello, hello. New look. All Jedis turn gray eventually. Oh, that's so true, Doc. Math the fourth. That's pretty cool. Are we using a marquee on this thing? Yeah, marquee direction up with the image of a lightsaber. That's pretty cool. And everyone check out Mr. Demon Wolf. He's a member of the Live Coders team. Hackerman. I definitely look like a Sith apprentice, though, from first appearance. All right, I'll take it. I like dark clothing. You may notice I wear like black shirts all the time, so yeah. I woke up at, let's call it 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Who did that? Someone just followed. Nice. You got your own notification? Yeah. And hello, Yatek. Shiftman started streaming on Twitch? Oh. I was like, what? Yeah, he did that first, and now he's streaming on YouTube, but he mostly just streams on YouTube now. Hello, Murdoch. Welcome. Severus, CJ Snave. Yeah, that's what this is, basically. Good morning, J. Felly Webb. Welcome, the Dark Lord. Hello, Sir Andrew King. Welcome. Jan, something. Oh, yeah, this is when I asked everybody to say something. Welcome, everyone. All right, should we just play some Clash of Code, or should I debug my overlays not working? Hello. Ah. Why is my audio broken only on this stream? I don't know. So I was watching Twitch the other day. I thought it might have been Firefox, but I got some like really, really grainy audio. Debug. We should just play. We're gonna play. We'll fix it next time. And hello, Nero. Welcome. Really early for me, but I had 30 alarms because I have. Oh, good luck on the final. Everyone say good luck to Bob. They're a mod here. Debug. Hello, Infomath Music. Welcome. But yeah, I was watching some Twitch streams, and all of a sudden, the audio got, like, super crackly and grainy. I don't know what happened. Yep, that was in response to, I think, Eternal Dev Coder suggested it. I made it a pretty high price, because it is 15 to 30 minutes of my time to actually give you my opinions on your code and maybe help you refactor something. But yeah, if you look in the rewards down there, you can redeem it. Good luck, Bob. Good luck. Good morning, J. Philly Webb. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's play. Let's play. So if you're new to Clash of Code, you can go to codinggame.com or codinggame.com. It'll redirect Coding Game. They have a lot of cool challenges on this website, but the one that we like to play is called Clash of Code. And there are three different modes. Fastest, which is who can be the fastest to complete a challenge. Shortest, who can complete that challenge in the least number of characters. And reverse, which is you're given the inputs and the outputs, and you have to figure out what code to write based on that. Now, we can't choose which one we get. It's totally random, but up to 100 people can play at a time. So I'm going to throw this link in the chat. Click that link and join us in this Clash of Code. How big a project would I code review? I mean, any code review I do would be just like a slice of the code. Like, I would want you to pick one thing for me to focus on, like whether it's like code style, suggestions for refactoring, different things like that. All right, here comes the link again. You have 2 minutes to join. My keyboard is ready to clash. Yeah, good luck, Bob. Oh no, Mr. Demon Wolf. Try adjusting the quality. Are you getting like a weird audio? Huh. I hope it's not some like weird OBS setting that I have. I don't know. And thank you, Zipster, for the follow. Oh, and welcome, Simon. Any other coding trained people here? Welcome, welcome. Psh. And thanks for that follow, Qmite. I mean, I know it's more than just Code Wars, but Code Wars uses that to describe like practicing challenges, I think, against people. When I send a Clash link, a bot should add a Clash command that replies for the next 3 minutes. Hey, I like that. Let's add it to the parking lot. Well, hopefully, if I get Twitch partner, there'll be some more priority to my streams, and they won't have bad audio for some people. It could be an encoding issue. I don't know, in whatever browser you're using. Try a different browser. Oh, we're starting. Okay, here we go. Welcome, everyone that joined. Darth CJ, yeah. All right, so once this pops up, it could be fastest mode, so we're going to have to get right to it. Reverse mode. Okay, so you have 15 minutes to solve this thing. Here we go. So we have the inputs on the left-hand side. Let's enhance. There's the inputs on the left and the outputs on the right. And we have to figure out what code do we write to make this happen. And I don't know. Okay, the first line gives us 5. I think that's just the number of numbers that are going to be on the next line. And then the output is a value. So here's the thing. May the 4th be with you as well. Is it the largest value in the set? I don't know. I guess it... No, because look at this. This first one really throws me off, right? Because this one returns 1. Yeah. Okay, I think I have an idea. But there's only... Wait. Yeah, why is this 1? The number with unequal appearance. Yeah, we solved something similar the other day, but we actually had a problem description. That seems right. So the one that doesn't appear the same amount as the other ones. Yeah. I think that's what we got to do. And there are multiple ways to solve it, but we'll just use an object. So we'll say like counts. And then as we find each value, we'll say counts at value equals itself or 0. And then we'll increment that count. And then we need to find the count with the lowest value. The way we did it last time was we just sorted it. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I want to be the first one to finish. So I'm going to do object.entries on this counts object. So this is the keys are the values themselves. The values are the counts. So we get the entries, and then we're going to sort those entries based on the number of counts. So we're going to get an array here, an array there, We'll get the left-hand side there, the right-hand side there. We want to short lowest to highest, so we do that. And then we grab the first one, and then we grab the count inside of that. This is our answer. And if I get it right, I'm going to submit it so that I have a good submission time. But if I get it wrong, I got it wrong. Okay, what happened? Found 1, expected 4. Well, you know, these things happen. Gray Jedi CJ. Yeah. You're totally right. I need to make these numbers. Otherwise, we're sorting by their Unicode value. I think. That's at least one thing we need to do. Oh, no. That's the counts. Sorting by the counts. What does this say? Cannot access result? Oh, because there's a weird plus sign right there. The last repeated number. Let's see. I'm not going to take a break in the middle of a challenge, Andrew. Give your points back. No. I lose. I think it's the one that repeats the least amount of times. That should be right? That's the point. Okay. Well, we have time. Yeah, we got 10 minutes. All right, I'm going to take a 5-minute break because that was redeemed. And so now my my submission is going to be much further down in the list. If I get it right, that's going to give us only 5 minutes to actually complete the challenge. There's a bug in here somewhere. We'll figure it out. All right, I'm taking a break. What's up, everyone? How's your May 4th? Yeah, and that happens sometimes, Plop. Like, you think you get it right because, so these are the tests that'll run locally, but then when you submit it, it runs it against more tests. But yeah, hands off the keyboard, 5 minutes. And I will go ahead and say that you cannot redeem it again when these 5 minutes are up. I'll say that. You rejected it? Okay, we're not going to take a break. We're going to fix this. So let's make sure we're doing this right. Value is the value itself. We put it in there or we increment it. Let's just log it. Counts. And see, that gives us an object with each value and their counts. In that case, it's 1. This one, each value and their counts. So we should have gotten 4. I think we just like sorted it in the wrong order somehow. Because we got the first one in the object rather than the last one in the object. Huh. I mean, we could do B minus A. But that will be greatest to least, won't it? No, it should be A minus B. Did I display the value instead of the key? Yep, you're right. That was exactly it. Thank you, Saronis. That's what I did. I was displaying the count instead of the actual value. Okay, that should do it. That should do it. No, they rejected the break. There we go. I got 100%. Great work, everyone. All right, let's do another one while we're waiting for that one to finish. And this one will finish in 8 minutes. So if you're still working on it, take your time. You got 8 minutes. I'll review the top 3 submissions and then anyone that does a language that isn't JavaScript. So on this site, you can choose from a lot of different languages. So anybody that did something interesting, like, I mean, not that JavaScript isn't interesting, but we do a lot of JavaScript here. So if you do Python, Lua, C++, Ruby, anything besides JavaScript, I'll try to take a look. Okay, let's do another one. JavaScript is interesting. We just do a lot of it here. And those of you that are just joining us, first let's take a quick stretch. Hello, InstaFluff! Someone do it in Bash. What's up, InstaFluff? Everyone should check out InstaFluff's channel. They're awesome, and they were last playing Skyrim. Nice. All right, I need to make sure that I don't actually have any meetings this morning. I'm pretty sure my first meeting wasn't till... Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Welcome, welcome. Definitely check out... Can we get another shout out for InstaFluff? Do like 5 shout outs for InstaFluff. Get that link in the chat. Okay, what are we going to do? We are going to do a private... Oh my goodness. InstaFluff is awesome. Definitely check it out. All right, we're going to do another Clash. Yeah, you're very welcome. And so anybody that just joined us, we are playing Clash of Code. You can click that link to join the Clash. We don't know what the challenge is going to be. It's going to be totally random. And it'll either be who can solve the problem in the fastest amount of time, who can solve it in the least number of characters, like Code Golf, and the last one we just did is reverse mode, where we were given the inputs and the outputs, and we had to guess what code to write based on that. We have 15 minutes for the challenge. You can choose from a variety of languages, not just JavaScript. I like to do JavaScript, but you could even choose PHP if you'd like to. But just click that link, join us in the Clash. And also, may the 4th be with you. And thank you, Urza Smata, Urza Smatter, for that follow. Did I miss anything else? I think that's mainly it. Okay. Minute left. PHP. No, PHP's fine. Yes. Oh, nice emote. That works perfectly. Why not? I'll do PHP. Nice. Yeah, the real Pygon hangs out every now and then, and they always do it in PHP. It's fun to see, because anything's possible in PHP. I mean, anything's possible in most any of these general-purpose programming languages, so, yeah. InstaFluff! No way! Thank you so much, InstaFluff. For the tier 1 sub! Oh, my heart. Can we get some emotes in the chat for InstaFluff? You can finally do the thing! Oh, nice. Welcome, InstaFluff. And hello, Robin. Welcome to the show. You can get some yerba emotes and some Coding Garden emotes. If you're not familiar, InstaFluff, I like to drink this drink, yerba mate, and we have the yerba mate emote, because I drink this drink a lot. So that's what that thing is. And we have I got one emote that I submitted last night, and I'm waiting for it to be approved. It's another, like, inside joke kind of thing. Aaron with the 100 bits. Thank you so much, Aaron. Okay, this one is reverse mode. You have 15 minutes to solve it. You can see, whoa, okay, this looks tricky already, but you can see the inputs on the left and the outputs on the right. And we have to figure out what to write based on that. Okay, so I think this is where it gets tricky, because there are multiple lines of input and only a few lines of output. Sometimes there's only one line of output. Okay. Don't tell me. Oh, just cheering on the InstaFluff. Nice. Thank you so much, InstaFluff, for that sub. You get to use the emotes. If you join our Discord, you get access to exclusive channels, but you probably already know that. Hydrate. All right. Now, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I don't think the first line is the number of inputs. I think we're just giving a bunch of inputs. 1, 2, because that's 5 inputs, and we see 1. Okay, so we have to look at each individual line. 4 is not output. 9, 7, 8. All right, don't tell me. Give me at least 3 minutes to figure out what's even happening here. So 1 is not output. I guess 1 is odd. 42 is even. That's kind of something I see here. So only output the even numbers. Weird. Oh, no. Okay, I see. I think I see. No, I don't see. I was thinking you would see... okay, we have the value 4, and then the next line has 4 items. Okay, so the first number we get is going to tell us how many numbers are on the second line. The third number we get is going to tell us how many inputs after that there are going to be. I see. So on these last 3 outputs, that's the number of logs that you're going to see, because we have to do something with these numbers according to these outputs. So given 4, 2, 5, and 8, and then we see 0 and 3, we get back 19. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is that just the sum of all three? 0. The sum 0, 1, 5, 8, 9, 10. I know what to do. I'm not going to tell you. I know what to do. I'll tell you after I complete it. Okay. So we get a bunch of setup code. And is this... Okay, this is reverse mode. So first one to solve it. Hey, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it in the chat. Delete your message, Bob. Don't spoil it. All right. Okay. So we get inputs. That's really all we need is to read that second line, and then that's going to give us an array of numbers that we need to check against. Then we get the number of inputs, so that's fine. Oh, look at this! The code has helped us. The code already has like a really big hint in here. I'm gonna leave it, but we'll just do this. We'll make this a let. We're basically going to add up some numbers, but which numbers do we add up? I mean, it's a given at this point. Start range and end range. So we'll say while... Oh, no, we can do just a nested for loop. Let I equal start range, while I is less than end range, I++, and we'll say sum plus equals inputs. Let's call this values, because we reuse that variable name. Values. I'm an elite problem solver. Plus equal that value at I. And we'll go ahead and use the unary plus to make it into a number. And then after we have the sum, we'll print the sum. Nope. Found 11, expected 19. I guess we can go ahead and turn these into numbers, so we're not doing that so much. All right, I still didn't get it, but I think we're gonna get it because this gives us the value, and we want to turn those into numbers. Let me just double check that values is what we expect it to be. Sith developing, yes. May the 4th be with you. 4, 2, 5, and okay, that gives us the numbers, and then. Whoa. I know. Don't tell me. I know. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and submit. I don't even care. 100%. Yes! I actually got first place. This rarely happens. Okay. We're gonna wait for everyone to finish. Everyone else that's competing, you have 10 minutes. But when everyone finishes, I'll explain what was happening there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. And thank you, Rafarios, for that follow. Okay, and I'll review the other clash that happened while we're waiting for that one to complete. Elite problem solver. Ooh, stretch. Thank you, Alka. I didn't see that. Okay. All right, so for the first one, we were given a set of numbers, and you needed to return the number that had the basically the least number of occurrences, but in that set, well, that's not a set because there's repeated values, but in that list of values, there were multiple values that were repeated, but they were all repeated the same number of times, whether it's 2, 3, 4 times, and there's one number that was repeated one less time than all the others. Number 2. Great work, DT6. Great work. And thank you, Fakasi, for that follow. I'm using the force. OSHA tip. Hold the hands placement for 15 seconds. Way more beneficial. Okay, thank you, totally sane. We need a timer, though. I'm using the force. Anybody that's just dropping in, I'm actually using the force. 15 seconds of force practice. Great work. All right, let's do it again. With the other hand. Oh, thank you, Larry, and welcome, Larry. Check out Larry's channel. Click that link. He's also a member of the Live Coders team. And thank you, B. Kendry, for that follow. It hurts. Stop. What's up, Mastermind? Welcome to the show. Oh, no way, Mr. Demon Wolf. That's crazy. Well, good luck on the install. May the 4th be with you. All right, see you later, Aaron. Hopefully you can concentrate. All right, what else did I miss? I think that's all I missed. Oh, no, I don't understand what's going on. That's okay. You can just hang out. Oh, thank you, Sorelli. The system energy is strong. We figured it out. We figured it out. Good morning, Ivo, and hello, Tobias, and hello, Bro Daddy White Bear. Welcome. Okay, so this first challenge, this one's already over. Campagnucci, David, Harrison, first, second, and third place. But in this challenge, you're given a bunch of numbers. You had to say which number occurred less than the other, occurred the least number of times versus all the other numbers that were in that set of numbers. So Campagnucci did it with JavaScript. We are reading in all of the inputs, and then this for loop was just extra. So when you play Clash of Code, oh, hydrate, thank you, oh no, a duck. But when you play Clash of Code, you get a bunch of setup code, so this code does nothing. But we're just using the inputs, like basically this is the array of numbers, and you split because it's a string to separate it by spaces. We then reduce it, so reduce is a way of accumulating a value, and let's see how we're reducing it. So we're reducing it into a map. This is similar to what I did. I didn't use a reduce, I just used a loop. But basically, R is our map, and in is each value in that array. And so for every value in the array, we're going to set it to be itself, or we're going to put it in there, and we're going to set it to be the current count or 0, and then add 1 to that. This is actually a really nice one-liner for creating like a map, or basically an object where all of the keys, or a hash map. All of the keys are the values, and all of the values are the counts of that given value. Awesome. And now after we have that, we need to figure out which one had the least number of counts. So we do one pass to count them, and then we do one pass to figure out which is the smallest. And now it looks like, what are we returning? Okay, we're returning value. Ah, this is so cool. I've never seen a reduce done like this. So basically, at this point, we have, wait, how, oh, I see. You spread the map into an array. I'm actually curious what happens when you spread the map into an array. I've never done that before. Mobile Clash of Code sounds intense. Hello, not Matthias. So right now, we've already done some clashes. I'm reviewing the submissions, but in probably, let's call it 10 minutes or so, because I'm going to have some more submissions to review, we're going to do a new clash. I'll put the link in the chat. Anybody that wants to participate can click on it, and there are various types of coding challenges where we will compete in a constructive way, because as you can see, I'm breaking down the code. And thank you, Tom Tommy, for that follow. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm probably really hard on mobile. C# for the first time in the history of Coding Garden Clash of Code. Nice, Imphy. I'll have to take a look. What are my thoughts on the Odin project for building a strong foundation and portfolio? I think anything that's like the Odin project or Free Code Camp, for anyone that's doing self-learning, it's a really good roadmap because it breaks down the different things that you need to learn. I would not just do that one thing, though. I would supplement it with other learning materials, but something like the Odin project is going to give you a good idea of the order to learn things in and what are the kind of things that you need to know. I'll say that. My brain is broken. All right, here's what I'm curious about. We can spread a map into an array. I'm guessing it's similar to object.entries, where we get an array of arrays. Let's see, but let's say we have a map, var numbers. It was a new map. So in JavaScript, the map was added in ES 2015. Not a lot of people know about it still. I mean, that was what, 4 years ago? 5 years ago at this point. But a map is there, and a map is like a special object because we can do things like, where is it, set? Yeah. We can say at the index, or not at the index, but like the key in this object, if you want to think about it that way, var. Well, I'm using var because I'm in the dev tools. I can't reassign with const. You stop it. All right, I'm going to take a break in a second. Okay, let's say we have the value 42, and it occurs 5 times, so we'll do that. Nice. And then let's say we have the value 13, and it occurs 4 times. And then we have the value 7, and it also occurs 5 times. So in this set, or not this set, in this, in the counts of all these numbers, 42 occurs 5 times, 7 occurs 5 times, and 13 occurs 4 times. So in this challenge, we were trying to figure out, we wanted to find 13 because it occurs the least number of times. But what I'm curious about is what happens when we take this map and spread it into an array. Would you look at that? It's like doing object.entries. Object.entries does a similar thing where it creates an array of arrays, and each first value in the array is the value itself, and then the key is the second one. So that's super cool. Great work, Campagnucci, on that. So at this point, we have all of the counts, and we turn it into an array of arrays. And then we're looking at all of the values in that array. And so you can see here with this reducer, they don't pass in an initial value. And when you don't pass in an initial value, your first accumulator is going to be the first item in the entries there. So in this case, the first item would have been this array, 42 and 5. And then we say if the count is less than the count of the one that we're the previous one, if the count of the current one is less than the count of the previous one, we're going to return that array, and then we repeat. So this is awesome. This is like basically doing one pass through the array, one pass through the array to find the one with the least number of counts, and then at the end of that reduce, you have that key value pair, and you return the value itself. Great work, Campagnucci. That's an awesome solution. Okay, let's look at David. So we have all of the counts. And so we're seeing multiple approaches here. So I used an object, Campagnucci used a set, and David used an array. So with an array, we're actually just pushing those values in. Interesting. and we're not necessarily pushing them. We are using the value itself to be that particular indice in the array. So it's potentially a sparse array, if not all values are represented, because we would have an array, and the interesting thing in JavaScript is if you take an array, stuff, and we could technically do stuff at 42 equals what? And now if we look at stuff, this is technically an array of length 43, but everything before 42, you stop it! I have to use var, or do I have to use var here? Actually, let's try this. Const what equals, wow. Wat equals, okay. This is why I'm using var, because we're in the DevTools. You stop it. You stop it. Okay, so, okay, we created an array. And then we can say, okay, array at index 42 equals some value. And now stuff, I guess, well, you can't reassign. I guess I could use let. But if I tried typing let variable name again, that would break too. It's possible, John. I'll try to take a look. Do you mean on the second challenge? But now we have an array of length. So even though this array started off with no length, when we put something in at 42, the length is actually now 43 because we put it at the 42nd index, and there are basically just 10 empty slots. But the way this works is this is kind of like a sparse array because I believe the values before index 42 actually aren't iterable, regardless. But that's what we're doing here, because for every value, we're putting it into the array at that index, even if the array isn't that big yet. So if it's already in there, increment it by 1, otherwise set it to 1. And then at the end, we will find the index where the value itself is odd. Yeah, so it has occurred an odd number of times. And the index is the value itself because of this right here. So that's a really awesome solution as well, David. Great work. We're using a let saber. Ah! Well, we need, you know, like C++ where you can do like compile time replacements? Like defines? Wow. Let saber. That doesn't work. It's not real. But it's great. Great work, David. All right, let's check out how Harrison did it. Class, this is exactly the same way that I solved it. So instead of a set or an array, we're just using a JavaScript object. And then for every value, we're putting it into that object. If we haven't seen it before, we set it to 0. Otherwise, we just leave it the way it is. May the const be with you. And then we take that value in the object and increment it by 1. And then we do object.entries, which is the same thing as spreading a map into an array. Basically, we get back an array of arrays, and then for every item, we want to sort it so that way we get the first one first. So both Harrison and I did the sort. Basically, we sorted it by number of occurrences, and then we just found the one with the least number of occurrences. Whereas David, instead of sorting, or not David, Kempagnucci, instead of sorting in a single pass in this last reduce, found the smallest one just by doing a single pass of the array. And in here we didn't sort either because I think it worked out where you didn't actually have to find the lowest count. You just had to find the one that was an odd count rather than an even count. So that's a little bit easier, but great work. Your solution looks very similar to mine. Very similar. I think I have some extra spaces. Konstoku? What? All right, let's find some interest. Okay, Infi did it in C# and got 100%. Let's check out how they did it. Least frequent is a function that we've defined. Very interesting. It's a static function. And then in the main program, we read in those inputs, convert them all to integers, and then we get back a parsed integer array. And then we call this static function, which Infi wrote, pass in that array and pass in the total count. Now we initially sort the array and we start counting things. So min count is n plus 1. Result is -1. Current count is 1. Okay, so we're keeping track of the minimum count of items. Anytime we find something with a lower count than something else, we overwrite min count, I'm guessing. Very interesting. Welcome back, Infomath Music. May the U strict be with you. Yeah, you definitely have to get used to the newer stuff because like maps and sets and even the newer syntax. It came out 5 years ago, but there are still a lot of JavaScript developers that use var instead of let and const, or that use functions instead of arrow functions. You can still do that. Like, it's still totally valid, but it's the more modern way of doing things. How does 4 plus 2 plus 5 equal 7? 5, 6, 7. I don't know. That's not true. That's not how that works. So I don't know. I think their test might be broken. All right, but this is an interesting solution because we're doing a single pass. We sorted. Oh, I see. We sorted by the number of because we're sorting, all of the numbers are going to be grouped together. So as we start to count them, we should see the same counts. And then I think the moment we find something with the lower count, we're done, right? So start iterating. Wait, why is I equal to 1? Oh, because we're checking against I minus 1. Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure C# arrays are 0 indexed. Okay. The home inventory app to track. Yeah, it is. You can check out my YouTube channel. There's a bunch of videos. And it's slow going. We created the database. We created the API. We got a lot more work to do, but that's the idea, is eventually we'll use it to track all the stuff in my house. And thank you, Husanu, for that follow. Thank you, Instafluff. May the arrow function, the iffy be with you. The immediately invoked function expression. I use arrow functions, let and const. I just easily get confused with maps and reduce. Yeah, definitely. It takes a while to get used to. Okay, so we're iterating. We're comparing the value with the value before it. If it's equal to itself, the current count gets incremented. Great. If it's not equal to itself, then that means we just came across a new number. And if the current count is less than the total min count, we overwrite it. Now, we do a full pass of the array. I think, Infi, you actually could have done an early return if you figured out that the count was actually smaller. Well, actually, yeah, the moment the current count is less than the min count, except for the first one, you found it, right? Hey, stop it, Rob. My allergies are acting up. Stop it. And if it's less than the min, overwrite it and then return that result. Very cool. All right, let's find one more. Coding Pasta tried to do it with Bash. I think we're going to look at that one. Yeah, because they got at least 60%. So they didn't solve all of the cases, but they got most of them. And they did it with Bash. Look at Bash. Okay, read in the total number, read in the array. And then we're going to evaluate what is happening here. Okay, so we're using Linux sort, the built-in sort method. Actually, does that exist on a Mac? Would you look at that? I'm pretty sure it exists. BSD. It's a sort function. Sort or merge lines of text. Wow. So you have access to like the full operating system here when you're using Bash. That's so cool. Okay. My array. So this is all the array of values. We are, I guess, putting it on a new line and then sorting those. and then echoing it. Interesting. Now, this doesn't solve it. Somehow they got 60%. But I don't really know Apple BSD. Did I say Apple BSD? It's FreeBSD. OS X is based on FreeBSD. Yeah, this is commented out. So yeah, I think this is taking each value, putting it on, printing it on its own line, and then running that through sort. Very interesting. And somehow, sorting the values works 60% of the time. Okay, that's it for that challenge. In this challenge, this was a tricky one. I'll try to explain my code now. So in this one, you were given a list of numbers. And then you were given multiple lines of input. And basically what you needed to do was for each line of input, you needed to return the sum between that start and end range. So we read in all of the values. That's going to be the values that we need to sum up. And then on each line, we get a start range and an end range. And between that range, we need to sum them up. So we set sum equal to 0. We start at that start range, and then we go up to and including that end range. And then we increment the sum. And then we're basically printing the sum for every single line of input. So that was my solution. The tricky part about this one is they did not provide any instructions. All we could see was the inputs and the outputs, and we had to figure out what code to write, which is why I actually got first place. I usually don't get first place in this. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, DT6 did it in Python. We'll take a look. Read in the number of numbers. We have an array. That next line is going to be the list of numbers separated by spaces, and then we're going to put that into the array. So A becomes our array of values. Good morning, Eternal Dev Coder. Welcome. I'm going to catch up on chat in just a second. Please do not rickroll people. If that's a rickroll, mods, delete that link. No rickrolls this morning. Okay, so we have an array of values, and then we need to look at each line to find the ranges. We get the start range and the end range on that line, and then look at Python. Super simple. We say for that array, we're basically doing like a slice of the array from the start range to the end range, which is 0 index, or I guess not inclusive, so we add 1 to make sure it includes the end range. And then there's a built-in sum function where you can just pass in an array to sum it up. Very cool. Not a rickroll. Nice. Okay. It's not a rickroll. What happened to my awesome hair? I don't know. I mean, it's here. I don't know. All right, Terrazoid did it with JavaScript. Should have been a rickroll. And it looks like they did a very similar thing to me. So we have the start range and end range. Our sum is equal to 0. From the start range to the end range, we increment the sum. Great work, Terrazoid. All right, let's find somebody that did it in a very weird and not seen often language. And we actually don't see any. Okay, Nero tried to do it in Ruby. But I think sorry, I don't understand this problem, but I develop with Ruby when I don't understand anything. Nice. It was so the hard part about it was just figuring out what was happening based on the inputs and outputs. There was no problem description. Usually when there's a problem description, it's a little bit easier because you know what code you have to actually write. But yeah, that was tricky. And John tried to do it with Groovy, and they got 0% somehow. Oh no! So we're about to do some more challenges. These challenges are just they're totally open, and so in a second I'm going to share a link, and anyone can attempt to contribute or to participate. And thank you, Riser, for that follow. I realized there were some more follows. I'm going to catch up in just a second. I want to review this solution because I think this is the John that was mentioning that like the tests were broken. Yeah, tests were broken. So let's see. What is A? A is going to be a list of all values. Sum is the total sum. 4 plus 2 plus 5 equals 7. I don't know. Oh, my stream supports 7.1 audio? Really? I guess I set that up in OBS. Weird. Groovy. Groovy is basically Java, but easier. Okay. Trying to figure out what's happening here. Okay, so now we're looking at the start range and end range. From the start range to the end range increment. I think this is it, John. You didn't do less than or equal to. I'm sorry. Sorry for hitting the mic. This is my stretch, my break timer. I did less than or equal to, but it gave an error. Well, I think that is one issue though, because it has to be within that range. B plus equal A at I. I see. So, oh, are you not resetting B to be 0? You might need to reset B. Oh, you're resetting B to be 0 here. Okay. And then you're putting all of the total sums into that array. And at the end, you print each sum on a different line. Yeah, I'm not sure where you went wrong with that. Okay, let me catch up on chat, and then we're going to do a new challenge. So anybody that just joined, you can participate with us. Here we go. You have a map of... Okay, so this is Ken Bagnucci, who got the first place in the first challenge. A map of occurrences. Spread the map to get the numbers. Reduce the entries to the entry with the smallest number of occurrences. It was a pristine, a beautiful solution. Very, very elegant. I really liked it. Okay. It's like a dictionary in C#. Yeah, very similar. I mean, the way I think about it in JavaScript is the JavaScript object is very versatile. Like, you can use a JavaScript object as a dictionary, as a hash map, as a set. You can use it for a lot of different things. But more recently, they actually did introduce a proper map, and they introduced a proper set, which for those scenarios actually work a lot better than an object, because there are some tricky things that happen with an object. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Using var in 2020. Hello, Mustafa. Welcome. Oh, Nish says, I already closed the tab. Sorry, Nish. I usually only review the first 3 or 4 submissions, and then anyone that does it in an interesting language. And thank you, Husanu, for that follow. Gross. Sorry. Polar is asking, am I going to upload all videos to YouTube? I may be in the minority, but I can't stream Twitch reliably. Yeah, I do plan to. So actually, if you check YouTube, the stream that I did on Saturday, I just released on YouTube this morning. So you can check that one out. Wait. Yeah, Saturday. Apple BSD. Oh, nice. Yeah, no worries. I mean, if there's code you've already written, why not just use it? You'll finish faster. The backend is actually done with Node.js. We do mostly JavaScript and Node.js here on this channel. So that's what that app I'm building is built with. 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time. Exactly. Yeah, no worries, Coding Pasta. All right, we're saying this link is safe. If I get rickrolled, it's all your fault. Oh, manifest your love to your favorite streamers. Make fan pages that are adaptive, personalized, and interactive. Wow. You've always been so amazing. Being calm, having fun, and rickrolling. Oh, thank you so much, Infomath Music. That's really cool. And I guess there's a fan page for InstaFluff, too. Taking care of my health, trying other things out, and having a schedule. That's awesome. Great work. This is really, really cool. Good job. And thank you, Lancerej, for the follow. And Rodanis, hello. Legit. Rickrolls are getting, aren't they? We have to find a new way to troll me. That'll be a little more interesting, right? New community challenge. And welcome back, Mr. Team Wolf. That's super weird. I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm not really sure of anything, but I don't think that I have 7.1 audio explicitly enabled in OBS. I don't know. And thank you, Riser, for that follow. Yeah, it's so crazy. Groovy. The old one was better. All right, here we go. We're almost ready. Does in JavaScript every class and everything inherits from that class object? Yeah. So object is the base class, or you can call it the base class. It's the base of the prototype chain, and every other global object inherits from object via prototype inheritance. Type of new map object, exactly. Yeah, that is really cool. Great work, Infomath Music. That's awesome. Wait, was that who did it? Infomath? Yes, it was. Great work. In C#, I know everything inherits from base class object and everything has some functions. Yeah, so and that's where it comes from. So object has toString, value of. There are a few other functions that are built into the object. Hello, Zach. Welcome. I can see I don't have a fan page on there. Debated video. Well, I don't know what that is. Unless you do create object.create null, then the prototype is undefined. Yeah, because null I mean, null technically. here's the thing. Are you ready for this? Type of null is actually an object, but you can't do null.toString. Null has no properties. So what Robin is saying, the null itself does not have a prototype chain. It removes the prototype chain so you don't get those object functions. Yeah. All right. Let's actually do a thing. Oh, I'll click it again. All I have to say in for math music is this is awesome. I really like it. And thank you so much for making it. I like the fact that you're listing the things that you're learning from all the different streamers and the things that you like. Why am I wearing a cape? Because it's May the 4th, which is typically Star Wars Day. It's not quite a cape. It's supposed to be like a Jedi robe or something like that. We've decided that I'm not exactly a Jedi, though. I'm more of a gray Jedi who's neither dark nor light, somewhere in the middle. Yeah, this is really cool info math music. I like that you mentioned, for me, you learned how to be calm, have a fun, and how to rickroll. And you're very welcome. And from InstaFluff, I like that you learned how to have a schedule because I only recently added a schedule and I'm late always. But yeah, I mean, I look like a Sith, but I'm a gray. I'm a gray Jedi. Oh, those are awesome emotes. Cat themed Star Wars. That's so cool. Okay, for those of you just joining us, we're gonna play a coding clash. The king of my own kingdom. Codingame.com. Yeah, if you look here on Twitch, there's a schedule. I'm mostly sticking to it and then adding random streams every now and then, but I was on time Saturday. If you watch Saturday, I was on time. Oh, it's an animated seedling. Great work, Murdoch. Let's see. You're good at animating. I'll just show really quick the thing. I think I still have it running. Localhost 2008. Somebody say something. It should pop up. Yeah. Murdoch animated this pixel image of me to have the eyebrows go like that. It's pretty cool. Jedi's in the middle? I think so. Great Jedi. That's exactly what a Sith would say. Yeah, that's why I try to stream in the morning. Okay. Clash of Code. Here we go. So, oh, wait. No. I don't want to do this. I want to create a private clash. Okay, I just joined an existing one. Here comes the link in the chat. Click on this link. Sign in. You can sign in with GitHub, which is really easy. I think they have other few options as well. Up to 100 people can join us in this clash. And in about 2 minutes, we'll get started. There's going to be a random thing. It's either going to be who can solve it the fastest, who can solve it in the least number of characters, which is kind of like code golf, or given the inputs and the outputs, you have to figure out which code to write, and you have to be the fastest one to do that. So click the link. Hello, Technos. Oh, what did I just do? I copied. Oh, I lost Murdoch's link. Awesome. That's so cool. I wonder if we could get it with... Oh, I guess it does technically have a transparent background. At least it did on here. Yeah. Very cool. Today is May the 4th, which is also known as Star Wars Day. So I'm a bit of a Jedi Sith thing. I don't know. Search for May the 4th. Oh, an animated seedling for anyone that gets a 9. Okay, so here's the thing. I have an SVG, though, so it would be really easy to animate the SVG right here. But I like what you're thinking. But yeah, today is considered Star Wars Day. Some heroes wear capes. Some heroes wear robes. There's that coding game link if you'd like to click it. You have about 20 seconds left to click. There's quite a few people joining us this time. Welcome, everyone. Here we go. America. Yeah, I mean, if you're into Star Wars, then... And I think most places in the world, it's still May the 4th. It may be May the 5th in some places in the world. All right, in 4 seconds, here we go. Let's see what kind of challenge it is. Shortest mode. Great. All right. That means we can take our time. We have up to 15 minutes to solve this problem and solve it in the shortest number of characters. So over on the right-hand side, you can see your code size in the bottom right. You want to make this as small as possible. The person with the smallest code size wins. If 2 people have the same code size, the person that submitted first wins. Comments count, so delete the comments. And also, if you're using JavaScript, they have a global called print that you can use instead of console log, and that'll save you some characters. Other than that, you're on your own. And I'll read the problem description in a second, but I'll answer a question that came in, which was, what language do I recommend for beginners to learn? Asked Jan. I recommend JavaScript. Now, there are probably people watching that say, no way, JavaScript is horrible. But here's the thing. You're probably using a web browser right now. The website that you're looking at was coded with JavaScript. You could open the DevTools, or this console thing in your browser, and start writing JavaScript right now. Console log, hello world. Look at me, I'm a JavaScript programmer. So as a beginner, it's really, really easy to get started with JavaScript. There are things like CodePen, where you can just write code directly in the browser. You don't really need an IDE. You don't need any sort of setup. Once you've figured out how to do things, you can publish websites so that anyone in the world can use them. If you're using other languages, it's a bit harder to figure out how to distribute that and get other people to use your code. So I like JavaScript, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's a beautiful thing. Now, that's just my opinion. If you go into any other live coder stream and ask them, they might have a different opinion. Or you go to anyone else that codes, they might have a different opinion. But I really like JavaScript, and it's really easy to get started. Some people might recommend Python, but again, if you're trying to write Python code that builds something that you want to share with others, that's a little bit tricky as well. And thank you, Meshfush, for that follow. Avatar of the founder of that Clash. Oh yeah, that is definitely a South Park character. And thank you, MXGTV, for that follow. Leak code, here we go. I don't really have a suggestion. I think these are browns, but I don't know much about mechanical keyboards. This is really hard. I haven't read it yet. I should probably read it because it's going to take me a while. And Spana, thank you for that follow. Mastermind with the bits. Thank you so much. Let's see. No, I don't have that page open anymore. But thank you so much for the 300 bits. Can we get a shout out for Mastermind? I don't think Mastermind is on the Live Coders team, but they do live coding and they teach, and it's a great channel. So check out Mastermind. Yeah, check them out. Postponed, no. But I did hear that starting pretty soon, you're going to start up your bootcamp again. So people should definitely check that out. Yeah, Yerba's in the chat. All right, I've wasted 3 minutes. Let's actually read this problem description. You are the rock star of the year. Only when you get to the end of your best guitar solo do you realize that you didn't plug in your guitar. Some people throw one thing at you all at once. One thing each at you all at once. You're in the middle of the room. 10-10. Oh, okay. So this is like a grid-based system. I don't even know. Okay, luckily, you never play without your programmable robot, Crowbot. Crowbot gets the location of people throwing stuff. You need to make Crowbot print if you need to crouch, distance less than 1 or not. Crowbot shuts down when the last object is behind you after telling you to stand up. Distances are Euclidean and decrease by 1 every turn. Okay. So the number of throwers, the next in line is the coordinates of the throwers. So, wait. Why is there so many outputs? Okay, so we have 12-10. Crowbot is going to do what? Crowbot gets the... Okay, here's the thing. This is shortest mode. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to solve it in longest mode. Okay, both items are moving. Okay. Focus mode. Hide the chat and enable focus emote. Okay, thank you very much, Andrew, for that redemption. Focus start 8 minutes. Here we go. I am not going to respond to the chat for 8 minutes. Here we go. Okay, only when you get to the end of your best guitar solo do you realize that you didn't plug in your guitar. So I'm in the middle of the... So we have a grid. We're at 10-10 in that grid. Okay. So we're at... Okay, I see. We're at location 10-10. And then we have the location of people in the room. And I guess the people in the room are moving. So if you're at 12-10, your distance from me, I don't know, the distance between 10-10 and 12-10 in Euclidean. We'll figure that out. There's a formula for it. Enable emote only mode. Oh, you did. Cool. Thank you. Now, and they're at 14-10. Okay, so how are they moving? I don't understand the movement. Let's see. Quick stretch. Collect ourselves. Okay. Some people throw one thing each at you all at once. But are they moving closer to you? I don't understand where that comes into play. Coordinates of followers. Crouch if an object is on you. Stand up otherwise. Yeah, okay. 12:10. Stand up. 14:10. Stand up. And then some iteration happens. They get closer, I guess. Do they gradually decrease by 1 and 1 each time, I think? This is hard. This is very hard. All right, first off, let's find the formula for Euclidean distance. Okay, Euclidean distance formula JavaScript. Get the distance between 2 points on a canvas. Sure. All right, we can do that. Easy peasy. So this is our formula for the distance. And wait, did somebody complete it? All right, nobody has gotten 100% yet. We'll figure it out. And I'm just gonna put this in a function. Get distance. And we're finding the distance from 10:10. I think we stay in the same spot, and I think each time everyone, what I'm assuming is everyone moves in by 1x and 1y. So x1, y1 is going to be 10 and 10, and then x2, y2 we're going to pass in to find the distance, and we need to return this. So that should get us the distance. And then we'll say, I mean, I think I really don't know why these are printed multiple times. We can at least do the first two, right? I can say, if get distance with x and y is less than or equal to 1, then we need to print crouch. C-R-O-U-C-H. Cool. Else, we need to print stand up. So this should pass for the first two cases, right? Stand up. And then we get crouch, but I don't know where crouch is coming from. I think we do it again, but we potentially decrement their x and their y. I don't know. Tell me with emotes. How are these things updating? Let me read. I have to read the problem again. We have 7 minutes. Okay, you're the rock star of the year. Only when you get to the end of your best guitar solo do you realize that you didn't plug in your guitar. Some people throw one thing at you all at once. You're in the middle. Luckily, you never play with your programmable robot, Crowbot. Crowbot gets the location of people throwing stuff. So these are the locations of people throwing stuff. You need to make a Crowbot print if you need to crouch. So we're doing that so far. Like if distance is less than 1, not less than or equal to 1. Easy enough. So if distance is less than 1, okay. Crowbot shuts down when the last object is behind you after telling you to stand up. Oh, wait. Is it when they throw the object, if you crouch, it lands behind you? And then somebody will pick it up? Distance, oh, here it is. Distances are Euclidean and decrease by 1 every turn. Okay, but when is it over? So I think actually what we do, we do it until the distance is 0. So here's what we can do. Let's create an array of distances. And then instead of immediately printing crouch or stand up, we're just going to push in the distance. Because if it decreases by 1, then we just subtract 1. Right? And then we iterate over the distances. So we'll say while there are still people there. So let's say let, I mean, really what I could do is say if every single distance is 0, then we're done. So while every distance does not equal 0, and then in here we can say if So we need to iterate over the distances. So we'll just say distances.forEach. Generate distance for each, subtract 1 until it's negative. Yeah, that's my plan, Alka. So distances, then we get d, and then for everyone, if d is less than 1, we're going to print crouch. No. Yeah, crouch. Else print stand up. Now, if distance is less than or equal to 0, we just return. Don't do anything. Let's see. Oh, and then we need to decrement that distance. So we'll do this. We'll map it, and we'll say return distance minus 1. And we'll say distances equals that. If distance is less than or equal to 0, return that value. And then distances can no longer be let because we're reassigning it every time. Does it work? Stand up. Less than 0? I'm getting stand up multiple times. This is hard. Okay, Larry did it. Larry did it in Python. They actually probably had time to shorten their code too. Okay. I think I am decreasing. So we get stand up. We should get crouch the next time because we decrease. Less than 0 deleted it. Focus mode has ended. Okay. Can we get a mod to turn off emote only mode? Somebody redeemed that. So for those of you that are new here, somebody redeemed it. I turned on focus mode and then we made it emote only chat, but you can talk again now. All right. Remember, I know it's the shortest code. I gotta solve the problem first. I gotta solve the problem first. So while every distance is not equal to 0. Oh, okay. Every distance is not less than or equal to 0. And while some distances are greater than or equal to greater than 0. Oh, okay. Gold gun. Thank you for the posture check. 2 minutes. So with Clash of Code, you can't actually choose which ones you do, so it's a little hard. Does anybody see what I'm doing? I feel like I'm kind of on the right track, right? So first calculate all the distances from where we are, and then on each iteration, reduce that distance by 1. I really could, instead of returning it, I could do a for each, get the distance and the index, and then assign it. So I could say distances at I equals d minus 1. And if the distance is less than 0, do nothing. If the distance is less than 1, crouch. Oh, we don't want to... Yeah, return would be fine. Otherwise, stand up. There might also be duplicate distances. Ah, I see. Okay. How can I get the unique values in a distance? I only have 30 seconds. Thank you, Larry, for that hint. Do like this. Like that. No. I only have 20 seconds left. I can't even solve the thing. Did anybody else get it besides Larry? Yeah, nobody else got it besides Larry. But this should have created unique distances. And then after each iteration, remove the non-unique distances. Oh well, I didn't get it. We tried. we used the force, but it did not work. But thank you for the hint, Larry. My current code. All right, Larry's the only one that figured it out. Let's see how they did it. And they did it in shortest mode. Okay, let's see if we can decipher their code. David got 75%. Not bad. We'll look at that one next. Okay, so read in the input. Create an array of length 20, like 20 zeros. I'm curious what that's going to be going to be for. And we have two variables, a and z, initialized to 0. And then for every value I in read line. So we're creating an array of zeros, and we're getting their index. It was pretty hard. I felt like I started to understand it, but it was tricky. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Let's try to figure out what is happening. Right here. That's just a shorter way of doing range of in. Here? Okay, and thank you, Arujo1, for that follow. Can JavaScript even bend to what Python does? There's a lot of stuff built into Python that make it a lot shorter, like map and stuff, and sum and different things like that. But okay, read the line, which is going to, okay, this input right here is going to give us the XY coordinates of the person. Now, we subtract 10 from X and 10 from Y. Interesting. So instead of calculating the distance to 10, 10, we put it all in reference to 0, 0. Very interesting. I think that's confirm, Larry, if that's what's happening. But I was calculating the distance to 10, 10. But yeah, we're normalizing it to be from 0. And then we find the distance. And okay. +1, yeah. The math should be the same, just shorter slightly. Sure, yeah. So instead of having to do the full, like, I guess, square root, you can just find the distance using this. Though you are raising it to the half power, which is the square root, right? I don't understand. I mean, me neither. I'm trying to break it down. All right, so now that we've calculated the distance from that xy to our current point, that gives us back a. And then our z, which is 0, we're taking the maximum of our current value, 0, and then the distance we just calculated. Okay, so we store that in z. I don't know what that's for. And then we say in t, at that index, which is the distance, at that distance, we set it equal to 1. Okay. No, you can use any language. I use JavaScript. Larry used Python. I'm just trying to decipher it. So I think what's happening here is this array is used to store all of the distances, right? And for every distance, we want to make sure that that distance is greater than, I guess, the previous distance. This is hard. All right, so t is filled up with a bunch of, t is filled up with a bunch of 1s. But the indices in t, I see, the index is the distance. Okay, so this is an array where every indice, the value is the distance from the center. Yeah, and so because the board was 20 by 20, we already know that that's the maximum number of locations. I haven't looked at coding pasta yet. We're going to take a look. Okay, so after we've done that, for every value in the range of z, which is our maximum distance, z is the last index to have the crouch. Okay. And so for every value in that range, we have this array, which has either stand up or crouch, and then we get the value inside of this array. I see. So if the value in the array is 0 in this array, then we stand up. If the value in the array is crouch, then we is 1, then we crouch. Okay, there's still some things I don't slightly understand about this, but it's weird. But great job, Larry. You finished it well within the time limit. Yeah, you had 5 minutes left. Plenty of time. Wow. Okay, let's see how David did it. They only got 75%, but there's a 711 characters. Is this a Rickroll? Let's see. No. All right. We have an array of distances, just like I did. And then, oh, I see. Oh, I see. I think I had this wrong. I was printing for every value in the distances, but it's at that one point in time. Ah, okay, that makes sense, David. So at that one point in time, quick stretch, we'll use the force. But at that one point in time, how many people are less than distance 1 from you. And if they are, or, well, in this case, you have distance 0. Okay. But if they are, you crouch. Otherwise, you stand up. So this is one thing I didn't do. I was printing it for every person that was around me versus for each instance, only print it once. Okay. And then from there, decrement all of your distances. And then lastly, print stand up. Cool. You only got 75%, so something went wrong. But wait, so this is basically turn-based object flight? Yes. Yes. So you were at a point, people were throwing things at you, and if they were within distance 1, you had to crouch, otherwise you could stand up. But what I didn't realize, it's everyone throws it at the same time, so you don't have to duck multiple times on the same turn. Great job, David. That really, for anybody that was confused as to what was happening in Larry's code because it was so small, this breaks it down a little bit more of how we're trying to calculate it. That said, this challenge was technically shortest mode, so you had to solve it in the least number of characters, which, I mean, I didn't even solve it to begin with, so cool. Nobody else did either. All right, great job, Larry. Let's do another one. We probably will only have time for maybe one more, maybe two more. But if you're new to this, you can go to codinggame.com to sign up. We're going to do Clash of Code, which is either fastest, the least amount of code, or you're given the inputs and the outputs and you have to figure out what code to write. I'm not proud of this. You did a good job, Larry. What do you mean? All right, here's the link in the chat. 5 more. 5. Click that link. You can join the Clash. Here you go. I'm currently coming up to 40% way through Code Academy's web dev path, and this is blowing my mind. Yeah, some of these are really hard. Some of them actually aren't so hard. But I will say, oh, I'm proud of solving it, not the code. Yeah, no worries. Your code is fine. But I will say, Brady, UK, a lot of these are very complex, and most programmers that have been programming for like several years would find these problems hard. So don't get discouraged. I would say if you're looking for things where you can actually choose the skill level, check out codewars.com. I love this website. Every Wednesday I solve problems from this website, but you can choose the difficulty. You can see other people's solutions. These, we have no idea what the difficulty is going to be. It could be something really easy. It could be something very hard. You never know. But it's always worth a try. And you could always see me solve it and then solve it yourself using what I've described. There's a website that emails you your password when you click forgot password. Huh. Can I do flowcharts when I start the problem to clarify how you're thinking about solving it? I could try. I don't have like a really convenient way of doing that. We'll see. We'll see on this next one. But that's a good suggestion. Clash of Code shows me how bad I am. I'm telling you, some of these are just so hard. Like that one. Like, we were supposed to solve that in the least number of characters. I couldn't even figure out what the problem was asking for. But yeah. Redrop the link. All right, you got 18 seconds? Oh, yeah, Larry's got it. There you go. Nice. Minecraft mods. Sounds cool. Never flowcharts. Flowchart PSD. Can we get another shout out for Larry? He's a member of our Live Coders team as well. All right, shortest mode again. Okay, so we have 15 minutes to solve this. If you're new, just take a deep breath. You've got 15 minutes. Don't worry. Yeah. First, what I like to do is just solve the problem. If you can at least solve the problem, that's great. Then, once you've solved the problem, try to make your code as small as possible. Here we go. A deficient number is a number such that the sum of the divisors is less than double of that number. Each deficient number has a deficiency, which is the difference between the sum of its divisors and the double of that number. Okay, there's a lot of words. There's some math involved. I think we have to find the divisors and sum them up. We'll get back to it. Okay, next thing. Consider the number 21. It's okay, an example. Very good. Thank you, Dwarfy and Asgen and Celine. Oh, no, Slopey. Thank you, Slopey, for this problem description, because this is an example. Math. Consider the number 21. Its divisors are 1, 3, 7, and 21. The sum of those numbers is 32, which is less than the double of 21, 42. Therefore, 21 is a deficient number, since the sum of its divisors is 32 and the double is 42. Okay. Given inquiries of a range between A and B, inclusive, Find the sum of the deficiency of all deficient numbers that exist within those ranges. All right. For those of you that are new, the first print math.random. The first thing that we need to do is we need to find all the divisors of a number. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to write a function that finds the divisors of a number. And then we'll write a function that sums those divisors, and then we'll worry about it being within a specific range. But you can see on the input, we actually get multiple ranges of values, and we need to calculate the deficiency of every, to find if any numbers that are deficient within. You got 62% with math.random? Wait, what? Okay, that's a different thing. You have a range. You have to calculate the sum of all the deficient numbers within that range. But regardless, first step. Let's find all the divisors of a given number. Yeah, so like, if we have, like, for example, we're given 21, we want to be able to find the divisors of 21. For those of you that are trying to solve this in shortest mode, comments count, so remove the comments. And then if you look in the bottom right, that tells you your code size. You technically want that to be as small as possible. But yeah, don't forget to. And thank you, Feder, for that follow. Find the deficiency. Yeah, so we have to find the deficiency. And Imphy just enabled focus mode. You all are great, but here we go. We're going to do focus mode. We're going to enable emote only mode for emote only chat for 8 minutes while I try to solve this. Here we go. So first, let's just write a function that says find divisors with some value. Really, all we have to do is iterate from 0 or from 1 up to that value. I guess, is 1 considered a divisor? Yeah, 1's considered a divisor. So we iterate from 1 up to that value. If any value is divisible by that value, then we print it out. But also we want to find the sum. So let's do this. Let's say find divisor sum. So we can create a loop that goes from I, which is, or actually goes from 1 all the way up to the value. So while I is less than or equal to that value. And actually, we could technically start the sum at 1, 2, 2. It's fine. I++. Then we want a place to store the sum. The sum starts off as 0. And then for every value between 1 up to that value, we want to say if value is divisible by I, and the way we can do that is using the modulus operator. So if the division of value in I is equal to 0, if the remainder of the division by I is equal to 0, then we know that it's divisible, so we're going to say sum plus equals I. At the end of this all, we'll return sum. So this should give us the sum of all divisors before a given value. Let's try my function. So I'm just going to open up an editor here. We're going to have that function, find divisor sum. If I call find divisor sum and pass in 21, we should get back 32, and we do. So that my find divisor sum works. Awesome. That's the first part of the problem done. Now, how do we know if it's deficient or not? So the sum of it, okay, we can find the double of the number, which is 42. That's very easy. You can just say 21 times 2. That gives us 42. Awesome. Find the sum of the deficiency of all deficient numbers. Okay, so the deficiency here would be 0 if it is not a deficient number. Wait, right? Wait. A deficient number is a number such that the sum of its divisors is less than the double of the number. So we could update our function here. So not only is this find the divisor sum, I mean, we're kind of just writing the whole function to handle a specific value, but what we could say is double is equal to value times 2, and then we want to return, we'll say if sum is less than double, then we need to return double minus sum. So in this case, this would give us back the difference between 42 and 32 if we're trying with 21. So let's update this function and try it out. And now if we pass in, we do find divisor and sum with 21, we get back 10, which is the difference between 32 and 42. All right, posture check. Thank you, Lalamue. Thank you. Okay, so we now have, we know the difference. And I'm guessing that if if the sum is greater than the double, then it's not a deficient number, right? A deficient number is a number that the sum of its divisors is less than the double of that number. Thank you, Zabuza, for the hydrate. Excuse me. Okay. Each number has a deficiency. All right. Okay. Find the sum of the deficiency of all deficient numbers. Right. So I think this is the way to go, because if sum is greater than the double, then we need to just return 0, because its deficiency is 0 because it's actually greater than the number itself. Hello, Conrad. Welcome. So I think it's fun. Does anyone know of a deficient number, or of a number that's not deficient? I mean, we can try this function on multiple things. Should return 0 if the deficiency is 0. Find divisor. I mean, we got to rename this function too. 10, 11, 12, 20, 20. Nice. Okay, so that returns. So the sum of the digits is, the sum of the divisors is 1, 2, 5, whatever, and it's less than 40. Okay, thank you, Bob. Now, is this right? I don't know. And now this function is actually called getDeficiency. And I spelled that wrong. But that's okay, because we're going to rename it to a single variable name anyways. So getDeficiency will get the deficiency of a number. Now we need to use that function and call it on every value within a given range and sum them all up. I know that this is shortest mode, so we actually can get rid of in here and just do something like while inputs equal readline. And then we'll say inputs equals inputs, well, no, inputs.split on a space, and that's going to give us the start and end range. Yep, I think. So we can call this start and end. And then we'll have like a total sum. It starts off as 0. And then we need to say sum plus equals get deficiency, which I'm just going to call this D. We're going to call this function D. And so we'll say sum plus equals D. Oh, no, we need a loop. Oh, Zero Turner with the 10 bits. Thank you. Thank you very much, Zero Turner. We have a few more minutes of focus mode, but I think we're going to get this. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get shortest. We have 5 minutes to solve it and get it in the shortest amount, but here's what we do. We create a loop that goes from start. Now I'm going to go ahead and start writing this in really short code because I'm running out of time. So I'm not going to have time to make it smaller. I'm going to rename inputs to I. Let's call this I. Let's call this S. Well, no, call this T because this is the total sum. And then we'll say T plus equals D, but we need to calculate D. So we say for I equals start while no, not I. Let's call it J. This is going to get really, really hard to read. While J is less than or equal to E, J plus plus, we need to find the deficiency. So we can say T plus equals the deficiency of J. And then we'll print like this. We'll print T. Does this work? 0 is not a function. Where did I mess up? On line 15. Type error. 0 is not a function. So I'm trying to split here, which is going to give us, it should give us 1 and 3. Let's try to print out 1 and 3 there. Get the same error. Okay, focus mode is over. Mods, please turn off emote only mode. This is hard because now we have to do it within the ranges. I think we'll figure it out though. Let's do this. Let s equal I dot split. How How do I select lines and move? So right now I'm not actually doing that. I'm just doing, I could just like cut a line. So I'm using keyboard shortcuts to like select it. I'll try to explain in just a second. Does any number other than primes qualify? I don't really know. That could shorten the answer actually. Quick break, but I only have 3 minutes to even solve this. I haven't solved it yet. I mean, one win is we can calculate the deficiency of a number, so that's nice. Wait, another focus mode? Okay, we technically only have 3 minutes, but here we go. But yeah, why is this happening? I equals read line. Oh, I think we need to call read line once. Okay. We have to call it once to get the first input, and then we call it each time after that. Okay. This should be a little bit better. All right, let is not defined. That's fine. I can do this. 0 is not a function. What do you mean 0 is not a function? Am I reassigning D? No, we have start range, end range. We're trying to invoke D. Let's call it get D. We're getting the deficiency. Line 16, 0 is not a function. I mean, am I using split wrong? We want to split this on spaces and destructure it into S and E. Okay. My split was just weird. Okay. So it broke for this one. Found 0, expected 14. We can, if you click over here, you can see what this is going to be. So for 1 and 4, we're getting back 0, but it should have been 14. Range equals 1. Range is less than or equal to end. I don't know. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and shorten this getD function, mainly because I'm out of time. Let's see how much time I have left. I only have a minute, so I'm going to make it as short as possible and get like 60%. So let's say D equals this function here that takes in the value. And then returns. Can I shorten it in a minute? I don't know. B, and then everywhere we have B, we'll call it B, or double, we'll call it B. Value should be V. We're going to do V times 2. Value, V, value, V. Okay. 35 seconds. Sum. Oh, I don't have time. Does that one work? That one's broke. Does that one work? No. All right, I'm going to get it right like 10% of the time or 1% of the time. Oh. If T is greater than 0, print T. No, okay. I didn't get it. I tried though. Larry got it 100%. 12837 ASK got it as well. I tried my best. I tried so hard. All right. It's okay though. Thank you for turning that off, and we'll do focus. And welcome back, everyone. Who did it in one character? Oh yeah, you won by one character. Nice. And this person didn't lose. Okay, so we at least figured out. So for those of you that had no idea what was happening, and for those of you that were asking like, how do I solve problems and stuff like that, we broke down the smaller problem within the problem. I think that's a good way to approach problems, is like first figure out, can I at least solve this one tiny little thing? And we at least did that. We were able to find the deficiency of a number. Then it came down to, I tried my best. Thank you. And then Doc didn't minify. Oh no! But you still got third place, Doc. But then it came down to, can we use that function that we wrote to call it on every single range of values and sum up their values? So it got tricky, but let's see how Larry did it in Python. So we're creating small variables equal to these two functions, input and range. We're not actually using them, we're just putting them in the variable q and r, so that way we can use them later on. Now, for every x in the range from 0 to 10,001, it could have been that the problem description had ranges on it, so that's why we added that. This is only for shortest code. Don't do this at home. Exactly. Yeah, you want your code to be verbose. You want your code to be readable to other people and understandable to other people. This is for fun. We're just trying to write this in the shortest number of characters for fun. Okay, for every value in 0 to 10,001, that gives us x. And then for every y in 1 to x plus 1. Okay, so we're basically finding the ranges of all values, and we're summing up any value that is divisible. So this right here is finding the sum of all divisors of every number between 0 and 10,001. Let me know if I got that right, Larry. But that's basically what this line of code is doing. It's just creating an array with the sums of all values of the sum of the divisors of all values between 0 and 10,001. Okay, so now that we've calculated all of the sum of the divisors, now we do some more stuff. All right, thank you, Spana. Yeah, basically it's a cache, because otherwise the bigger cases you time out. Okay, so we're caching, we're pre-calculating the sum of all values in the sum of all divisors. Okay. All right, I'll take a look. Are you trying to rickroll me? Are we joining a cult? No. Cannot access RNDR before initialization. Something happened in For Math Music to your fan page. That's okay. All right, so pre-calculate all the sums of the divisors. Great. Now, what is this beast of a line of code doing? So for every value in the range a to b plus 1, what is b? B is so b is the end range. A is the start range and b is the end range. And then we're saying for every value in that range, we sum up the deficiency, if that number is deficiency, or 0. Because we're getting every value x. This is beautiful. Like, this actually breaks the problem down way better than what I had done, because we were summing the deficiencies every single time. But if you pre-calculate them, then all you have to do is just look look inside a range inside your array of pre-calculated values and sum them up. That is awesome. And for every value I, are we using I for anything? Yeah, we're not even using I there. But cool. That's great work. Great work. Add you. I mean, don't spam your link in here. People will add you if they'd like to. You can. We're gonna do probably one more clash, and you can participate. All right. Let's see if I'm about to get rickrolled. It's okay with me, because the site before was very wholesome. No, still broken. All right. Let's see how 12837 ASK JD HFSUI YODR 78S45 did. They did it in 169 characters, and they did it in Lua. Wow, now. So we're reassigning read to be the variable r, and then we're reading every value. That gives us the total numbers. Then we have the sum, and we're reading. It's just hard to read. Okay, so r is read. Why are we passing the letter in into io.read? Rn is a then, Rn is a b. Okay. Oh, look at this. Being calm, having fun, rickrolling. So thank you, Coding Garden, for everything you learned to me. Here are some memories. Very cool. I'm not going to click those videos. I think those videos are rickrolls. Larry says you did it the smart way, and I'm like, I don't even know what's happening here yet, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, so this is competitive programming. In a way, we try to make it constructive, so after the competition is over, we look at the top solutions, try to break down how they did it, and learn new things. So code review is if you'd like me to look at your I mean, I could even review your homework if you want, but any code that you have that you would like me to take a look at, it has to be a specific thing you'd like me to do. Would you like me to refactor it, recommend refactors, just give you my opinions on the overall code, whatever you'd like, but you can redeem that with reward points down there. Okay. So I'm curious. Let's look up lua.io.read. Because we're passing in a string in. Does that say that we're trying to read in an integer? io.read all. io.read number. Okay. In is short for number, yes. Okay. So I think this means as we are reading in a number. Okay. And I think the fact that you have the 4 on this line is just, it actually, I mean, to make it more readable, it would be on the next line. Excuse me. But that's crazy. Okay. But I equals 1 all the way up to n. So this loop here is going from 1 up to the end, and that's the number of lines that we need to read in. Okay. Now we have s that it gets initialized to 0. And then we have, yeah, it removes, okay, this Lua is weird. So the fact that you can have a for loop on this, I mean, like the word for next to a string, that's crazy. Okay. Now j equals read in the value. So that's going to be, so j is going to be like a tuple. So a tuple of the start range and the end range, or like a small array. I think. Can we see a verbose version? Yeah, we'll look at one, like a couple more. I think this is what you're doing. Oh no, this is from the start to, this is beautiful. Wow, okay. So we're reading in the number, that's the start range. We're reading in the next number, that's the end range. And we have a for loop that goes from the start to the end, just like that one. So from the start range to the end range. All right. Now we have D, which I think is our deficiency sum for this given range. And then now we have the maths. So for 1 up to the square root of j, if j mod k is less than 1, meaning it's divisible by j, then we add it to the total deficiency. And it's Flu with the $1 tip. Thank you very much, it's Flu. Much appreciated. Who says hi? Hi. Okay. Lua people. I mean, I don't know Lua. Somebody solved it with Lua. What is this channel? It's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Okay, so add the total deficiency to itself with the current value because it is divisible, plus if j, look at that. So math.square root makes it so that you don't have to iterate. So right now we're finding all of the divisors. But instead of iterating up all the way up to the number, we iterate up to the square root of the number. And then this is to find if that number, if the current divisor doubled is also a divisor. Something like that. Let's say that. The and or thing is a ternary operator. No, I mean, it looks explicit to me. So if that's the case, then also add 0. Otherwise, add it divided because it's the doubled. What is j? Yeah, add it divided by that number because that's also a divisor. Yes, okay. Exactly correct. All right, we're figuring it out. This code is very, what's the word? Cryptic, especially for me as a JavaScript developer, but we're figuring it out. So this sums all the deficiency values within that given range. This is super cool. I like that. And then after that, I guess we don't just add all the sums together. There's something more that we have to do. So after that, we add, sum starts off as 0. Oh, and that's for this outer loop. If the deficiency is less than 2 times j, I see. So we're only calculating the deficiency. We're not calculating if it is deficient. So after we've calculated the deficiency, we iterate and we say, if it is deficiency, then we're going to add, well, if it is deficient, we're going to add its deficiency to the sum, and then we print it out. What does tilde do? When did I get hair? I've always had hair. It's just been in a bun. Great work, 12837 ASKJDHFSUIYODR78S45, also known as Codran in the chat. Amazing work with Lua. Let me know really quick, what does tilde do in that? Okay, and then doc did it in JavaScript in 204 characters. Let's take a look. Whoa, now. It parses int. Ah, drops the decimal. What's up, James? All right, doc did it in Java. Okay, this is also hard to read. I'm going to see if I can find a more verbose for the solution for anybody that just joined. Like, this is madness. What are we even looking at? Okay, we've got read line. I like that you're using capital letters, doc. And actually, did doc get 100? Yeah, doc got 100%. For each item, get the start range and the end range. So A and B is the start range and the end range. Now, we have our sum for that start range and end range. Now, we have a loop that goes from the start to the end, inclusive. And what is W? W is an object. All right, so if we have not calculated it, we're going to calculate it. Otherwise, we are going to put it into our calculated. Yeah, so we are memoizing the calculation of the sum of the divisors, right? So, yeah, so if we haven't seen it before, then we go from 1 up to that number, and we're finding all of the divisors, and we're adding that onto S. And then, wait, yeah, so we're adding onto the sum, and then inside of that cached object, we double it, and so we're storing the deficiency. Okay, so this is a cached object of all of the deficiencies of a given value. Okay, and we only calculate it once. And then, if that deficiency is greater than 0, add it to the total sum. Great work, Doc. All right, let's see did Matt do it in a more readable way? It's a little more readable. So Matt did it in Python. They only got 85%, so there are a couple of edge cases that they didn't account for. But read in the input. That's going to give us the number of lines. And then on every line, we get the start and end range. That's A and B. And we're starting this is the overall sum, and then we have the start and end range. And then for that given range, we have the inner sum. That's the sum but within this range. And then for every value up to that value, so we're currently finding the divisors. So if j mod k has no remainder after the division, then we add nothing. Otherwise, we add... This is an interesting ternary. This is like plus equal, and then this entire part over here is the part of the ternary? Huh. Oh, Larry's saying because they did not memoize, they probably timed out. That makes sense. It would be slow otherwise. Okay, so the fact that we're calculating every single time actually slowed it down. So all of the top 3 solutions did some sort of caching or memoizing? Some sort of caching to make their solution run faster in subsequent runs. But if you didn't do that, then you could have timed out. Then if it's less than the double, then that means it's deficient. We add it to the total sum. Otherwise, we don't add it to the total sum. Great, good job, Matt. And I don't think we have any other solutions. All right, what time is it? We have time for one more. We may not have time to review the solutions, but we do have time for one more challenge. Coding game Clash of Code challenge. Here we go. And thank you, Andrew Lane, for that posture check. Interesting. All right, and let me catch up. I missed a bunch of follows and different things while I was trying to read that code. Yeah, let's see. I think I already did that posture check. I got a Patreon pledge. Oh, man. Thank you. I actually don't know who it was because I don't have a log of it. But if you pledged on Patreon, I very much appreciate you. It does nothing but help here on the Coding Garden. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm going to launch that. Maybe I can see my notifications over here. Let's see. I got a donation. I think I did acknowledge It's Flu for that donation. Yeah, I actually can't see the Patreon pledges. Well, I appreciate you, and thank you very much for pledging on Patreon. And also, my subscriber count is not actually updating. So let's fix that. There we go. Lua. And thank you again, It's Flu, for that. It's coding cult with CJ. No, we're not a cult. it's May the 4th. It's Star Wars Day, so I'm dressed up. Okay. Yeah. I've had hair. It's always just on top of my head. The curly braces don't make sense to me. Oh, I closed it. But in JavaScript, when you have a for loop with more than one statement, it requires curly braces. Now, the challenge that we just did was shortest mode. So we were trying to solve this with the least number of characters. And in that scenario, we're removing a bunch of white space, so it makes it really hard to read. And so sometimes the curly braces are on this line versus the next line. Hopefully, this next challenge that we do will be either fastest or reverse mode, and we can write more readable code. But when it's the shortest, we're removing characters, and it actually becomes very unreadable, but it's part of the challenge. So yeah. And thank you, Is In Mine, for that follow, and Nicked for that follow. Interesting. Oh, redeemed one line of code. I don't have any code to write. We'll let it. If this next one is shortest mode, I'll at least add one extra line of code. And thank you for that follow. Much appreciated. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Informath Music has created a fan page, which might be a Rickroll, but if it is, that's okay because it's a wholesome. Yeah, see, it's a Rickroll. Look at it. But aside from that, it's very, very wholesome. Here, I think we can stop the navigation. No, we can't. But they have learned from me that they should be calm, they should have fun, all that good stuff. So thank you very much, Informath Music. Yeah. We are a cult. Yeah. The higher ground. All right, here we go. So anybody that just joined us, you can, I'm going to send this link in the chat. You can click that link, sign in on Coding Game, and then join us in this clash. Now, we don't know which of the 3 modes it will be, but we'll figure that out once it's started. And for any one of the modes, you will have 15 minutes to complete the challenge, so you can give it a try. Memorization is a pattern for caching calculated values per method. Yeah, it's called memoization. But yes, you cache previously calculated values, so that way you can use them in subsequent runs. And apparently, that was shortest mode, and it required you to memoize so that you didn't actually run out of time, which is crazy. Crazy. I'm going to sit this one out and watch the suffering. Yeah, the thing is, the more people that join, that have already joined before, the harder it gets because they try to give us new problems. But we'll see. We'll see if it's tricky or not. You have a minute to join. Click the link. Oh wow, and I have to go in like literally 5 minutes. So I'm gonna try my best. Actually, when this challenge starts, I'm gonna turn on focus mode and just try to solve it because I do have to go. Take a break? No, I mean I literally have to leave in 5 minutes. So, all right, make it quick. We're going. Starting 30 seconds too soon. I'm sorry. Tune in every Monday morning and Friday morning. That's when we do Clash of Code. So if you want to participate again, be sure to tune in Friday. All right, reverse mode. Here we go. I'm going to turn on focus mode for 5 minutes. No, 4 minutes. Because I literally have to solve it in 4 minutes. What? Oh, weird. This is such a weird... I think I see what's happening, but it's so weird. It's so weird. I'm sorry, Mint Jim. Tune in Friday. Okay. So basically, we have a bunch of words. Yeah, a bunch of words, and for every a bunch of words in the sentence, and for every word in the sentence, if the word and the next word start and end with the same letter, we then need to combine those two words together. So this is like words. Let me just log these. This should be the words that we get. Coding game. All right. Then we could have the result. So we could keep looking at one value and the next value. So I'm gonna start off result as just an empty array, and then we're gonna iterate over the words. So for let I equal 0, while I is less than words.length minus 1. So we're gonna be looking at the current word and the next word. So you can still chat right now. One of the mods needs to enable emote only mode, but you can keep emote only mode off for now. We're almost done. I++. All right. The one I think I can solve, I don't participate, right? It's always random. So we're going to look at every word and the next word. So I'll say, if, so let's say current word is going to be words at I, and the next word is going to be words at I plus 1. And we'll say if the current word, the last character in the current word. I think I can use slice for getting the last character of a word. Hello. Dot slice -1. Yeah, so slice will give me can give me the last character in word. So say current word dot slice -1. If the last character in the current word is equal to the first character in the next word, so I'll say next word, at 0, and it's actually not case sensitive, I don't think, so we'll say 2 lowercase, so it's not case sensitive. So if they're equal to each other, then what we need to push into the result array is result. Oh man, this gets tricky because now, okay, I think we'll say result.push current word. We'll do a template string of the current word slice -1. So remove the last character from the current word and then put the next word, including its current casing, right next to it, like that. And then we technically, I think we need to skip that word. So we'll say like else push, result.push, just the current word. Though we're going to run into a scenario where I think we need to combine multiple. Let's just see what we get. Print result.join. We'll join it on spaces. All right, I have to go. I mean, technically I got about 4 minutes, but let's try this one. Oh, we don't want slice -1. We want slice. We want to remove the last character. So we'll start at 0 and go to current word.length. Oh, no. That's fine. So that checks the last character in the string, but when we put it into the string, we want it to be... Wait, Coder in Black has a suggestion. Oh, the regex can't... Oh, you do it with regex? I cannot do it with regex. Current word... we want to get a substring that goes from 0 to the length -1. Let's try this one. Hello, Piero. Welcome. Yeah, so it breaks in this next case. Well, let's see why. Yeah, because we actually don't skip over the word. So I think if we combine the... I think if we combine it, we have to increment... So if we combine it, we actually want to increment I plus 1. So that way it skips the next one. But now that we do that... Strokes my hair. I have to go. But now that we do that, we missed the last one. Let's do this. Say while. Words.length. Current word equals. Yeah, okay. I gotta go. Okay, so what we could do, I'm thinking we, instead of using a for loop, we actually like pull the words out of the array, and then we can put them back in if we don't use them. So current word equals words dot shift. I think shift will remove the first word in the array. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna submit what I have. I have to go. But yeah, I'm basically I'm losing indices, and I'm losing like the next or the previous value. I delete as much of the end of the current word as the next word is capable of overlapping and letters match. Yeah. Next stream, learning regex. All right, I'm gonna submit this. I think maybe we'll get a few right. Result is not defined. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna get like 1%. But I basically need to account. I think this one should still work. Yeah, that one still works. But I have to go, unfortunately. Andrew got 100% in JavaScript. First one to finish. Nice. All right, but I have to go. Thank you, everyone, for the follows. If I missed them. A Night with Oddball, thanks for that follow. Thank you for the follow as well. Nelwy, thanks for that follow. I missed some things, but I gotta go. Yeah, I was using JavaScript. And MD0Cool, thanks for that follow. A common substring? Yeah, I gotta go. I'm just gonna submit what I have. Bay. All right, I got 14%. Not bad. Well, it's really quick. We'll look at Andrew's. Holy goodness! With a single regular expression. Find a word followed by a space. Holy cram, in the words of Instafluff. Holy cram. Wow. Okay. Great job. All right, I gotta go. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Stick around for the raid. Oh yeah, thank you. It's Fluff. Thanks for watching. Stick around for the raid. Be sure to copy the raid message. Someone's gonna throw it. And you all are wonderful. I appreciate you. If you liked this, you can tune in Friday. We're gonna do it again. And if you like algorithmic challenges, if you tune in Wednesday afternoon, we're gonna be doing Code Wars, which I do every Wednesday. Thank you all. You're great. May the 4th be with you wherever you are in the world. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.